everyone's curious to see if they're still doing good.
Yeah. I think everyone wants to watch Genji because they literally won
let's
every
get to this one. Jimmy's already teed it up. Listen, it's that master.
I think that's where the breach Sovacom is significantly better.
You see that A control given up, but nobody watching onto the high ground angle. Texture back in a way, still flashed up. Won't be able to get too much done here. And Gen.G not able to flood defense in time. Smokes up. Might be looking for a bit of a contact play, but a call for the pause is made by Sen. They're just going to wait this one out for the util. Still holding it down. Go spam it away. Still adjustment from Sassy. It's good. Leaves it just down to Meteor. 1v3 here for our pistol. Can he do it? First obstacle removed. Plenty more where that came from though. Revealed up just in the last few minutes. Reloads off. Turret up. Catches one of the contacts, but Sentinel's not willing to give them too much of a fight here. Sassy's so wide out into the open. 14 HP. Turret still up. Tends us to break this one. The single shot will do it! Meteor delivers it!
Well, there's a reason that this guy was the MVP for Shanghai. What a way to start things out. I was all ready to sell how well Sentinels had played that A exec. The early control, the hit into sight. Gen.G rattled, unable to get that flood retake working. And what did we just witness? The Red Bull clutch comes through in a spot that it should never. Yeah. I think we've got to start there. This is a situation where he should get traded every single time.
Gotta agree with that.
And the home crowd roars.
It's a 1v3 and Gen.G to continue that kind of dominance with the pistol round, starting it up. Conversion into the bonuses. Josh, you were chewing my ear about it.
Yeah.
Off in the green room, you know, we're talking about how good this Gen.G team is when it comes to just being able to get those early advantages.
Yeah, if you want to let me nerd out for a moment there. Gen.G, our third best team when it comes to pistols at Champions, but they're amazing at converting bonuses. So assuming that they win this round, which Meteor is under quite a bit of pressure here.
Quite a lot, actually, overwhelming. Damage is being done to them, but it's been flooded in.
And should be all good.
And it should be, yeah. Sealed up here. Spikes drop down, so there's not much chances for him. He might go around the world to farm up some orbs, but...
And so look, Meteor is going to have enough to buy up a rifle in the next round. They've got two Guardians, Bulldog rifle. They're the first... The number one team at Champions in terms of converting these bonus rounds. Round 3, round 15, where you've won the pistol and the follow-up. And I think part of that is because they take them so seriously. They have such incredible aimers. If they have a Guardian or a Sheriff in their hands, first bullet accuracy on almost all of these guys on Gen.G is remarkably good. Love seeing that flash there.
A little bit of an Easter egg, I think, of things to come.
Celsius, I think he's just looking to give away his body at the final moment. And he has nothing really to play for, apart from that extra ult point that he could try to get online. And to be honest, he's not too far away from getting it early on in this map.
Yeah, and spotted out and finally cleaned up here. So, inevitable here, but now we can start to look forward to this bonus round. Gen.G usually cooking with it.
They are.
Discord, I've
been watching a lot of Gen.G on Haven. I've watched all of Sentinel's Haven, but they haven't played it very much. So that's an interesting dynamic, isn't it? Because Sen are going to read into what they've seen from the VODs from Gen.G. And one of the interesting things is Viper Orb always going towards C long instead of A. That's an interesting quirk of how Gen.G play this. And they have two different Viper walls. This one, the most standard, which is going to throw towards A. And then he has an aggressive one for A lobby, which I thought they might pull out. But here on the bonus, looking to try to punish anybody that takes a peek mid.
The spam damage just laid down into the wall here. A lot of presence showcased here by Gen.G. Texture's going walkabouts. Wants to make a go of things.
No cam tap.
Yep, no cam, no turret to catch that contact. Now the dash is active. They missed the timing. Right behind though still. It's a bullet straight to the back. Now, potentially an opening for Sentinels. We'll attempt to slow this one down. They want to try and get rid of most of this util. There's a fault line to try and follow through. Zekken Got a lot in his face here still. Never to really shut them down. Meteor dodging the flash up and away.
अभी तेरे स्ट्रीम नहीं दिखा रहा पता है मेरे को
हाँ पता है बंद कर रखा है मैंने
गाय के लिए ऐसा मैं
अरे मैं डिस्कॉर्ड पे था ना अभी चला रहा हूँ
Upgrade in hand.
हाँ ठीक है
Make the most of this one here. Sentinels cannot afford to throw away these player
और
advantage
डिले नहीं डाला है ना
situations.
ना
Like how the pistol round got started for them. Guard is good.
अभी ये काम तो फोन में भी कर सकता हूँ
Molly at the feet, Sassy. Push back and away and wide.
जीत सकता है बे मंचकिन मैच कर सकता है ये पर गोलियां नहीं है 6 गोली है बस
He's got to do so much with it. Not able to, not against Sentinels there. In this instance, the discipline finally reigning supreme.
So there we go. Genji unable to convert the bonus this time.
डिस्कॉर्ड
Still
पे
off
अपने
to a
आप को म्यूट
decent
कर
start with some good damage done. That's going to knock the Sentinels' economy slightly. But I think more important than that, as we
double
move
आवाज आ
towards
रहा
the
है
rest of this half, is how the
Stream
map
बंद
control
कर
game
देना
plays out. You can't really run big C execs against Genji. That's the power of the
भाई
break
के
wall
लिए
at the top there that they run. But it does make their A-holds weaker, I think. And the way that DRX was able to beat them on this map just recently in Pacific was by taking A-long control very consistently. You've always got John there with the cam to make sure if Genji push down mid, it's covered. I think rounds like this, giving Genji full A lobby control seems like a bit of a map control mistake to me from the side of Sentinels. But maybe they've got something very different in mind. It looks like they're setting up for another one of these garage splits.
Lucia's preemptively trying to get rid of some of the killjoy util. Turrets up, trying to spam one of the more common locations, but they don't actually know where it is. Shifted and moved along, so none of those bullets will be landing. Drone up to C. Makes it feel like there is some presence, some pressure being pushed up into it, but a lot of players just now sitting outside. B, wall up in their face again, creating difficulties.
And if they do decide to pop B here, Munchkin's going to be there fairly early with a snake bite. Trying to go back towards garage.
अबे चैंपियंस देख नहीं ओए
He's ahead of the foul line. Two removed. Jump just like that, pushing through the JohnQT, quick to equalize.
अबे तेरी आवाज ही नहीं आ रही
The moment still with 40 seconds left, there is room to breathe. The pause is called, cage falls. Alongside the wall, Munchkin was
अबे पता है इंडिया में जेनजी का वो है
अबे नहीं चैंपियंस देख
swinging out of the open and it leaves it once more down to Meteor. 1v3. Look around for him on the pistol round that he did convert, but this one is a little bit more. It's tougher to chew through, isn't it? Contact's caught by John and he
नई चैंपियंस देखी क्या
Two huge kills there from
हाँ इन लोग के पास आ गई नहीं पता कैसे
John, the other from second.
कैसी लग रही है तेरे
नहीं
को
पता यार इनकी कैसे आ गई समझ नहीं आ
Really turned that in favor of Sen. After Texture got a double kill, most of the time I think that should be Raps. And yet, really strong, quick aim coming out from John Cutie and Second to be able to pick off players on Genji. Both Karen and Munchkin falling in those spots. It just opens up the whole side for the spots. Genji, you're going to have to respect that. If Sentinels are shooting, and they've got a firepower advantage early on in this game, well, a lot of things are going to change.
Long Genji down to that week goodbye. It's a good time to talk about the overall feelings heading into this match. Because a lot of people would, I think, pen Genji as the heavy favourites. That's understandable considering Sentinels were slacking a little bit towards the end.
टेक्सचर पे अल्ट है
Falling off a little bit, of course. Texture with the knives in his hand with the blade storm might be able to return at least. Some of them got tagged up by the drone. You've got to respect that. Backing away, it's a bait and switch though. Got to make the most of it. Meteor's back in there too, all in their face. Not thinking about it, but as it's dropped, Meteor is just out in the open, and this slow, cautious tail is really being told by Sen across the map. It's working dividends.
It is, but
क्रिस पे तो लग रही है बाकी पता नहीं
and they don't have drone. It's going to be tough for them to end.
भाई उनका एम अच्छा है
The choices are between B and C, and that's endlessly where the
देख मेरे को तो अच्छी लग रही है क्या कि फैंटम की आवाज़ जो है ना बहुत भारी है मतलब हैवी टाइप की
time on the clock is to go. I'm not sure
तो उस वजह से वो स्टेबलाइज्ड है
area confident. This squad is going to go though.
उसको देख रहे स्काई को कैसे बैठा है
अगर इसने एक बार और कैम खोला चुदेगा भाई पट भाई भाई भाई
ना ना
सी पे है स्टैक है पर अल्ट मार दिया ठीक है
एक तो मौत है
अल्ट खत्म हो गया इसका ओ भाई ये मार देगा भाई बच गया देख
मैच तो अच्छा है भाई, कुछ भी बोलते।
हाँ खींचेगा मैच।
मैच मजेदार है, मजा आएगा। अभी डिस्कॉर्ड में फोन पे लगाता हूँ ना, पीसी पे फोन पे कैसे जड़ है।
अबे तू मेरी स्ट्रीम मत चला, बता अपने पीसी में खुद वो ट्विच चला और डिस्कॉर्ड पे बैठा रहे।
हाँ नहीं तो मैं फ़ोन में कर लूँगा ना दोनों काम, डिस्कॉर्ड से तो फ़ोन पे कनेक्ट कर लूँगा और अपने फ़ोन में वो चला लूँगा ना।
ओप आ गई भाई। कैसे कैसे अबे मेरे को दो आवाज़ आ रही है, पता है? मेरी स्ट्रीम बंद कर दे तू, ट्विच पे चला ले अपना अलग।
ये मैं बताऊँ क्या दिक्कत हो रही है? इसको
यार बढ़िया नहीं लग रही, सच बताऊं तो देखने में तो इतनी खास नहीं लग रही।
सही बोलूँ ना तो ये पुरानी वाली जो वैंडल नहीं अपनी 2023 वाली सेम वैंडल तो वही है बस फीमेल में।
सही बताऊं तो नहीं, ये आगे का ये चुतिया लग रहा है, वो सप्रेसर।
Coming out swinging as well. Don't let that 4th seed in America fool you. What a finalised finish as well for them in stage 2.
They had a 6-map win streak at the start of stage 2. Yeah, it's something
that
people have forgotten because they went out ignominiously from playoffs. And they've lost to G2 right before the playoffs as well. But they're still a competent team, and if you catch them on a good day, woe betide you.
Yeah. Think about this Sentinels team as well. It's all been leading up to this. The big moment here at Champions, the end of the year. They started their year in Korea with the Africa tournament, and now they could potentially lift even a trophy, but maybe getting ahead of ourselves here. It's only day one, it's only the first match. Tens punishing the peak there. At least they all pick up onto Munchkin. The cage up as well, probably on the back of Tens.
So this is that Viper wall I was talking about. It's designed for A-long control, but they couldn't control the Tens teleports. Very cool anti there, I think, based on where they saw the Viper wall.
Kearney wants to press forwards, he spots the barrel, he knows that there's a kill to be found, will claim it, double peak is up and the trade inside here for Sentinels. Seekers, considered by Lackey, are now offloaded here just for that extra information, but Sentinels are still working with about a minute on the clock here. They can afford to just slow it all the way down, but Meteor, again the risks have to be taken. He's the one pushed past forwards most of his util. He needs to find a kill from it.
Surely he has a free one on Tens.
Backs to it, he's watching the wrong angle, but yeah, Tens unaware. That could potentially be crossed up here.
C पे कौन है? Texture.
Full speed ahead over towards the C site.
And without Munchkin alive, no Viper orb, C becomes much easier to hit. But there's always going to be that lockdown coming from Garage.
लेकिन इसने अपग्रेड नहीं कर रखी टेक्सचर ने।
Is that kind of placement just to make sure
प्लेन देख कितनी वो लग रही है सही।
Fall back into the long angle flash. Dodge here, second has dropped. This is disjointed here by Sentinels. The aftershock has to get used now. Meteor wrapping behind. Attempt. It works to full fruition. Gen G, beautiful work.
What value from the lockdown as well. Yeah. I can't say that I've really seen too many people popping it down there to go for the C retake. I was also watching Texture's POV. He had to dodge 2 breach flashes and Lakia's flash as well. He's spinning his crosshair left and right just to try to keep his vision intact so that he can help on the retake. But that's the first one with rifles in hand that Gen G get on the board. And it wasn't looking great for them until Meteor made that play walking down mid. When you're in a player disadvantaged spot, sometimes you've got to take risks like that.
Of course. Yeah, I mean, he's all over the place.
So now Texture with op in hand, going to be taking that peek towards B as Sentinels to take some A lobby control.
TP though, Lakia side by side, him and Kerr.
There we go.
That one out, Zekken. His catches one to the temple. Just the back way, Texture's wondering which way to look.
You see the Tens went for the same teleport again, so every time the Viper wall's been in this spot, Tens has tried to TP into this cubby. But this time, Munchkin wasn't just sat there in the open picking up an ult orb. They actually fought.
एक ट्रैफिक अच्छा दिख रहा है और क्या सर
Slow and steady. This time Genji not needing to take too many risky plays, wandering forwards here. The pit is going to be dropped at the minute mark. This is lovely. Supplements the defense.
But it also stops you getting any further info. I say that, but actually Karen, having gone on top here, is still going to be able to get info down short. So it keeps 2 players A on the defense side. But I think Zen are going to struggle to get through that.
They really are.
What are your options now? You haven't gone garage, you haven't broken the killshot utility.
Meteor. Walkabouts here. Oh my, almost time for the peak there. Yeah, almost there with the
बेंचो दिया MET का क्या रहा है?
used to clear through into mid. Sentinels have only got 30 seconds to really work with into this one. Again with that player disadvantage. Tens, TP up top and away. And he spotted these players completely unaware. Genji still lucky. He's got to get a handle onto most of this one. Caron pressing forward. Smokes watched for. Genji have toppled.
That is an amazing play from Sentinels. Genji always flood defend and try to pre-take over towards B. Zelsis tapped that knowing it was coming. I mean, he knew with 100% confidence that they were about to push through that smoke. Hard red. There's the advantage of having those VODs to watch from Pacific.
Yeah. Munchkin not interested in playing for this one as well. Just wants to keep the op into the next. The big tool they're going to be using. All their defense rounds. It's time as well to talk about, you know, the general feeling heading into this one. It was already kind of mentioned on the desk with the map pool stuff, with Haven being played. It's about that we haven't seen much of Sentinels at all.
No.
And there is a reason that they picked it here today. They feel like there's weaknesses to exploit on Genji's side. I would have to agree. When I was watching, it looked like one of the weaker maps for Genji, surprisingly. It was my little hot take coming into the event that felt like the map pool wasn't quite as shored up as people were making out.
The weird thing about that, though, is I feel like we've seen Haven so little and from so few teams at an elite level that actually I still feel like Genji's Haven is up there, top 5, top 3 in the tournament.
From what we've seen, yeah.
Maybe I'll change my mind after watching more of other teams play, like Sentinels here. But, you know, Sen had only played it once before this. Into 100.
उन्होंने 5 भी निकाल लिया ना डिफेंस में.
So it's hard to tell, right?
जीत जाएंगे Genji वाले.
It's tough to tell who's good on a base,
आवाज नहीं आ रही तेरी.
but also Haven at the moment.
क्या लग रहा है कौन जीत रहा है
मैं बतान तो लग रहा 5 भी निकाल दिया ना Genji ने जीत जाएगी Genji.
As we head deeper in this map pool, even more unknowns. The decider, if we go there, would be this.
I mean, I would love to see that map 3 already into the round here. It's going to be quadruple face up in through mid. John QT stepping up late. Looking to send it straight through into the B side as well. A bit of spam into the smokes, aftershock as well. Nobody's going to be able to press their way forwards and past it. But Tens does get dropped. That spam, I believe, coming out through the smoke. Trailblazer spotting it. Paranoia on in front, out for the back. Nobody's watching this 1 second. He's going to be dropped here, trying to fight for the side control. It's all over the place. Sentinels caught completely unaware, and a spray down transfer just does not connect. Everybody falls once more. This time, it's Sentinels. Back to that spectator seat, and Genji maybe one step closer, making it equalised at the half.
उसने अल्ट करी कहाँ जेल्सिस ने मेरे को समझ ही नहीं आया.
Notice how Sentinels were spamming into the smokes, expecting Genji to be set up for that retake, for that flood defend. And instead Genji hold a little further back, not much, but just a little, in order to not die to that early spam and get a big retake off altogether. These minute differences in timings are messing with what Sentinels were expecting. And especially if you get a freebie like that early on. But look how unexpected that timing was for them to go through the smoke.
Yeah, the Rolling Thunder just to try and fight for one of the extremities down towards B, just the slightest of timings that are off.
And that's how fast Genji adapt from one round to the next. It doesn't take them long.
There's a reason that we've made every single final so far this year.
फिर से B कर रहे हैं
Not
भाई.
many teams at all can even play.
मान ही नहीं रहे.
Munchkin trying to stop this one as well. Another B attempt and push in, spots the player, spamming away. This one down and below. Stunned up, matters not. Second, just walking straight into this one. Still Karen is out.
भाई Karen.
Delivers it side by side. Him and Lakia. They push back any aggressive.
हर बार B कर रहे हैं ऐसे थोड़ी होता है.
Spike drop down into no man's land. There are no chances left for Sassy.
Another spot where you feel like a Genji player's caught dead to rights. Being double swung essentially. And the leader in terms of any Rookie of the Year awards pulls it out again, a 2K. Just a slight wiggle of the movement too to shake off a few bullets.
Yeah.
Watching Karen is a delight.
This guy is so damn impressive, and he's even the one to finish it here. 5-5, being that scoreline. You are right, you know, you're talking about that Rookie of the Year candidacy, I mean, there's not many that can really hold a candle to them. One of them is in this server with him.
Yeah, I mean, John would be probably second, maybe Woot, it depends what you're
जीत गए भाई ये
But they're
खत्म
both
again
so far behind Karen, they can't even see him in the race.
Yeah.
He's sprinted off into the distance, over the horizon. It would take
Push
one of those
the
guys
left,
like John
Sentinel.
Wood, winning champs, honestly, to overtake him for Rookie of the Year. Like you said, Gen.G have been in every finals with a rookie player basically straight from ranked. That's insanely impressive.
Yeah, really never seen anything like it.
So 5-5.
देखो
Big
क्या स्मोक
recovery
कर रहे
from
हैं
Gen.G.
ऑफ
Yes,
से
they got the
बचने के लिए
pistol, but it looked like Sentinels were in control in these rifle rounds up until recently. Sen going for a few too many plants on B.
अब इनको बोला है क्या सिर्फ फैंटम चलाओ सिर्फ चैंपियंस फैंटम चलाओ
Seems like it's a key part of what they're going for. Looking for a bit of
खाली
spike.
वैंडल चलाने
In
देख
case there is
तो
that
पूरा
lapel. Off angle, Meteor's caught on the cross.
दो फैंटम दो वैंडल लग
Wade
गया
his way past that one. That's a leg shot.
अबे
From Kitty,
टांग
barely
पे लगी
surviving Seekers pushing forwards. Lakia
बढ़िया
smelling that blood in the water. He definitely wanted to hunt that one out. So it's equalized 4 versus 4, and it causes that reaction now out of Sentinels. But they're going to be walking again. It's a paranoia. It's an Anaswarm. It's an orb up in their face. Sentinels really don't have too many options here, but they're calling for the
Thank
pause.
you.
They have to go for the C exec once the orb goes down, but this just becomes so obvious.
Yeah, and again the players are meeting their match. It's Gen.G happily able to just try and fight this one. Forwards, Hunter's Fury, no, that was the extra element needed. Lakia right from behind. Texture follows up with a shot and still.
हाँ ना
deal
मत
with these
पिक
players. 2v2 now. 36 seconds left. Not enough with the offset of the movement. Lakia will be dropped. Texture 3 HP.
30 seconds left.
Can this
क्या
one
लग रहा है बोल
head on us?
जल्दी बोल
Which
ना
way
ना
to
नहीं
look?
होगा
It's an impossibility almost at this point, but at least the spike isn't down. It's the one thing working for him.
आइडिया नहीं है
Weaponry
नहीं
is
होगा
not.
नहीं होगा
Plant from Zelts is stuck, committed, needs to be held out here. Players all around. It's all about this first shot that lands. Finally, needs a second one. Dash now active. Doesn't know where he is, and it's wrapped all the way round.
ओह
Texture! You absolute animal!
भाई
He's such an incredible player. Walking back into the backside of C, checking left
वो
and
एक्चुअली
right
पता है
on
ऑपरेटर
default.
बहुत अच्छे है भाई
Pulls out his shorty, thinking that he'd killed the healthy player, realizes he's
Sure,
wrong,
भाई.
still has time, even when he guesses the angle incorrectly first, to readjust. And it's just unbelievable watching these guys play sometimes.
ये आज छोटे छोटे हैं
Individual game IQ. It's off the charts.
It really is. You know, we can see, we've got a mini-map.
Yeah.
He's operating fully in the dark in this
बस
spot.
बहुत है
And he's got a perfect read on that
देखियो
timing.
कैसा असर है भाई
Munchkin can't even believe his eyes.
टाइम आउट नहीं ले रहे वैंचो ये देख तू
Delivery. Straight up a gift for
Good
Gen.G, but all from the hands of Texture. It's still
सेकंड
out
हाफ में लेंगे जो लेना है
towards it. The final round here. of
एक
the
बात
first
बताओ
half.
एक बाइक के बगल में कह रहे हो वो क्या है
Player stack on A. This is a hard
Yeah.
read. Right, the Sentinels have only been going A when they want to finish A. I think that's another flaw a little bit
क्या
with
बोल
the way
रहे?
that they've been doing their attack cycle.
स्पाइक के बगल में देखना एक एरो बनी हुई है वो क्या चीज की है
Maybe this round they will, and maybe that'll be how they convert round 12.
टाइम के नीचे
Trailblazer broken, doesn't get concrete information. Just being held here by Sentinels.
टाइमर के नीचे
Zelsis to try and break some of this util up through Garage, maybe force and pull some of the rotations, but Gen.G firmly stuck in the mud. They are
मैंने
not
मेरे को ये
pushing away
स्पेक्टर
from
लग
this
रही है
area.
फैंटम
It's
लग
got
रही है
4 players ready to receive.
I think if they break the turret, it will have to pull people off A.
That's what they're going to be trying to go for here. John QT with 40 seconds left. It's broken.
They didn't move a muscle.
Only just now, Munchkin, a TP at least, freaked out.
The hardest of hard
ए पे
reads.
ए
A
पे
Munchkin
4 है बे
classic.
They think these rotations have occurred, but listen, Gen.G, they put up all the barricades.
चारों
They're ready
corner
to
पकड़ के
receive
बैठे हैं।
every single player. Full line over and
चुप
through.
भाई
Lakia
खत्म है नहीं
inside
होगा
the Cloudburst plays. Once inside of it, the wall up in their face. Sentinels cannot step past it. It's up to Sassy.
थ्रो
and
मत करो
more. With only 15
आना
seconds to
यही
do
है
it.
उनको
Your options are pretty much entirely run out.
Oh,
Up,
bhai,
and
bhai,
away,
bhai.
fade away with a blade storm. It's a flourish to finish, man. And only a few seconds remain before Gen.G take this
कहाँ
lead.
कहाँ देख
The
रहे
first half of Haven, no time on
भाई
the clock to play with.
एक्सपेक्ट भी नहीं
7 and
करेगा
5
इसको
will be
मीटियोर
what we stare at.
Incredible end to the half.
Sound
That
दिया।
time ended up being the worst killer at tens.
Absolutely insane stuff.
भाई मैप में
What a way to open our first game at Champs. I feel like this rematch of Masters Madrid finals is delivering. We've seen some awesome stuff.
We certainly have. This has just been dominance, and what a return of the fire from Gen.G after a It's slow beginning, honestly, but unorthodox, but they are in the driving seat here for Haven. Sentinels map pick of our opening match of champs.
Oh, come on.
Trade in any phone in any condition guaranteed and get $800 off the new Galaxy Z Fold 6. Only on Verizon.
Red.
Hey guys, welcome to the stream.
When you're relentless,
Okay, we got this.
you can achieve anything. Reach your impossible with Novo
अबे
Legion.
1 मिनट ये क्या चीज़ है? Without the spicy premium for us. चाय नाश्ता दे रहे हैं भाई इनको।
वो तो मिलेगा ही।
समोसा वोसा है क्या?
जसप्रीत बुमराह स्टैन अकाउंट देखियो ट्वीट वाला।
We're going to find out as well if Genji can keep that momentum moving forwards. Potentially a tough task, honestly. Depends what Sentinels got prepped up on their defense half. That's the trouble of a team that is coming into a tournament where they haven't really been showcasing much of their maps. I mean, obviously the case for a lot of teams is, okay, am I being baited? Is that real?
I mean, it's looking real. We'll see. Going into the next half, whatever's happened down there. Going into the next half, though, again, my focus is going to be on pistols. I feel like Sentinels. So I talked a little bit earlier about how good Genji are on the pistol rounds, and how important that is. It's one of the big reasons that Vitality have surged forwards in EMEA as well. Are those pistol rounds, bonus rounds? Sentinels right now, of all the teams apart from the Chinese squads, who it's difficult to get stats for, they're 12th out of 16 in terms of their pistol round win rate for all of the teams in Pacific, EMEA, and Americas. So that's really rough. If they can't get pistol rounds on the board in this series, it actually might not matter how good their Haven is, how good their Abyss is if they wanted to close it out maps 1 and 3. You still need those rounds to be able to get your halves off to a good start.
Yeah. Just take away one of those win cons from this Genji squad that's, I mean, they're determined, they're on a bloody path, man. Essentially late to a dynasty, I would say, heading into champs. This is a squad that
Genji वालों
made every single finals this year that they could, possibly even make. And past that point, they've already lifted a trophy.
Absolutely.
The first one for Pacific. They've made history this year already. At this point, it's about cementing that legacy, that dynasty.
Yeah. Con, we heard earlier today, talking about legacy because he's going for that champions back-to-back. You know, Sassy for Sentinels, also looking for 2 champions trophies. One of only 4 players in this tournament who could. But on the side of Genji, I think if they win champs, maybe if they even just make the grand finals, they have a very solid claim to being the greatest of all-time team. And that's with Fnatic still in this tournament, with a very similar roster to the squad that won back-to-back at Lock-in and Tokyo.
And their consistency is just unheard of, especially with how challenging
अरे सुनना मेरे को जाना पड़ेगा मैं जा रहा हूँ
Yeah, it's difficult to just feel the burnout over a certain amount of time here, but Genji have been looking largely
okay, अब बंद कैसे करूँ इसको
डिस्कनेक्ट कर दे
It's all slow for now. Creeping and crawling up through mid, looking to see if they can get any of those early angles, just in case somebody's peeking for info on Sentinel's side. A trip in their face. Texture, it's going to be chewed up by that one. A couple of stray shots. Yeah, you flying it away. A tap as well for the reaction.
You can see there that Texture was intending to updraft onto the high ground.